semi-cold Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. This is Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today is Friday, February 5th at 11:58, almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So come on in, grab a seat. We are freezing here in Florida, but those of us that don't like cold, if it's less than 70, it's cold. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get the chat opened up, and we will get started here in just a few minutes. So come on in. Let me know if you're out there. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching me on Facebook, and if you like this, the class that we're going to do today, then make sure that you like and share the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're watching me on YouTube, welcome as well. And again, if you're new, just hit the subscribe button and then click the bell. So every time I upload a video, you're going to be notified, and you won't miss out on any of my crafting fun that we do here on this channel. It's all about having fun. We don't get stressed out about too many things. We just don't, it's, no need to do that. So, hey, Christina, how are you? From Georgia. So how is the weather up in your neck of the woods? Because every time the camera goes live, my nose starts to itch. Let me get this in here. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We'll give a few minutes more for people to pop on. And it is, I'm not even sure what the temperature is. I know this morning we got up, it was 43 degrees, and I'm in Fort Myers, which originally from the Virginia Beach area. So that's a little chilly for me. So let me see what our weather says here. Oh, we're up to 59, and the high today will be 61. So we don't like it cold. So come on in, everybody, and have a seat, and we'll get started here shortly. Now my nose is itching. My apologies. So, oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see. We got everything on. Let me see if there's anything else I need to click buttons on. I think we're good. All right. Okay. Well, excuse me, I'm chewing a mint. We'll get started here shortly. We'll give it a few more minutes for others to pop on. Everybody tends to be a few minutes late, but it's only let's see, 12:01, I think it is. So we'll just give it 12:01. So we'll give it a few more minutes and wait for others to pop on, and then we'll get started. Sunny and a bit chilly. We're blessed here. It's supposed to be high 64. Oh, your parents live in Port Charlotte. Oh, how nice. I'm sure they're loving the cold weather. Well, crazy, isn't it? Oh my goodness. We have where are you? Let's see. Where did you say you are in Georgia? Oh, my husband's taking my dog out for a walk. It's walk time. We rescued this dog about 6 months ago, so she's about a year old. They told us she was 2 to 3, but then the vet said she's about a year. So we take her out every 3.5 hours for a potty break just to make sure. I mean, she's just really well. When we first got her, she had some issues, little errors in the house as far as her bathroom, but she's gotten much better now. She knows to come and let us know when she's got to go. So come poke. She likes to poke you with her nose on the back of your leg. It's really strange. I've never had a dog do that, but she'll come and look at you, and then she pokes you, and then she'll poke my husband, and then we're like, okay, need to take the dog out, so he's got to go. He was at the gym, and I was gonna take her out, and he said he'd be back, so he's walking her. So that's a good thing. So welcome everyone. Come on in, have a seat. We'll get started here in just a few more minutes. We're gonna give it a few more minutes to let some others pop in. Oh, you're from Ohio, so this weather, okay. So this is warm for you guys. There's a demonstrator that I know in, oh my gosh. She's in Ohio, and gosh darn, I know she told me where she lives. Now I don't remember. But anyways, when I talked to her on Monday, her and a lady in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We do accountability group, and they both had 9 inches of snow, and I want to say it was down near. I mean, it was in the teens, if that. I think it was in the single digits, actually. So I just, I know it's all what you get used to, right? So I grew up in Virginia Beach, and I've always been used to the warm weather. And then we moved to the villages well, we've been here 3 years, so 13 years ago, and we were there for 10 years, and that's in the Central Coast. So it did get a little chillier in the morning in the wintertime. And then we moved here in Fort Myers 3 years ago. And we're not used to these cold weathers anyways, but that's okay. It is what it is. All right, everybody, come on in. Let's see. Let's see what the time is. It's 12:03. I'm gonna wait one more minute, then we're gonna get started. We're gonna do the painter's paint technique. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with that. I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and it's really easy. It can be a little bit messy, but actually I got my stamp out. It can be a little messy if you're not careful, but that's okay. And I'm going to flip the camera down here just a minute. We'll get started, and I'll show you the cards that I made yesterday. It really is kind of fun to do, especially if you have some stamps like flowered stamps that will show the flowers that you stamp it in black. And it just gives it a really nice look. And then I'm going to do some Easter cards, doing it this way too. And I'll show you one of the ones I did yesterday is Easter, and one's just you did it however you want to word it, whatever. So they do that for the scent. Oh, the cold made it so bad they said this time. Feels so. Oh my gosh, I know. It really is sad, especially for people that would just struggle with. Oh, I just can't even imagine. The cold made it. Yeah, it's terrible. And I know the older people, I mean, we live in a life care community. We moved here 3 years ago. We're on the younger end of the scale. There's a lot of people. We've got quite a few people in their 90s in our building alone. We have like a condo section. We've got 3. The husband and wife are both 91, and then four. One gentleman's 95, and the other one's 93. And in the building next door that we lived in for a year, a husband and wife there are 91, and another gentleman's 90. So I'm telling you what, it's you got to keep moving or you lose it. That's what they tell you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome, everyone. Today is Fundamental Friday, where we do a technique, and we're going to do the painter's tape technique. So I'm going to put the camera down. Give me just a second. I'm going to flip it and I apologize. I have to do it this way. And I got a flip it so it's not backwards for you guys. I don't think you need my computer in the way. All right. So we are going to make, one Easter card. One's not going to be Easter. And then let me show you what I did. This is one I did yesterday. So we're gonna use, you can use painter's tape. I'm using the repositional tape that you use when you want to hold your dies down. What is this stuff called? It's I don't know. It's not a repositioning. It doesn't stick. So that's what we're going to use. And depending on the width, that's going to determine your card size. So I thought this is a pretty good. I think it's probably an inch wide. Yeah, that's about an inch. So you can do whatever you want for your design. So this one, I used the Gallery of Blooms. I believe this stamp set is getting ready to retire. I need to confirm that. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that one. So what I did is I used the Azure Afternoon for my card base, and then I put a piece of Balmy Blue for my second layer, and then a piece of white. And I stamped basic beige, and then I did, I want to say it was garden green. I'm thinking of the colors here. This was, I'm not sure what that color was. Oh, that might have been, I'm not sure. Isn't that sad? This is Azure, and then this is Daffodil Delight. Yeah, I believe it's Daffodil. And then I stamped the stamp just in black. Isn't that cute, though? And then I stamped the sentiment in Balmy Blue. And then this is an old retired string that we have years ago. I keep that stuff because you never know when you're going to need it. And I thought it worked out pretty well. So that's the first card that I made. And then I decided I was going to do an Easter card. And I'm using the Easter, and we're going to do this today. Here's the Easter card, and I'll say it this week. Isn't it cute? So I used Garden Green, Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, and then the Azure, Azure Afternoon. And I put this on Gorgeous Grape and Flirty Flamingo. And then I also used, I stamped everybody in Early Espresso. And then this part of the affair, what's it called? The sticker packet that you can get, the Easter time mix and match ephemerema. I always have a hard time saying that. And it's got 2 pages of each of all these cute little stickers. So I popped one of those flowers up in between, and then I just put a piece of Flirty Flamingo in the bottom. So when you write your message, it kind of pulls the colors in. So that's what we're basically what we're going to do. This particular one, I did the grape twice because I wanted to have a little bit more of the Gorgeous Grape in there since I was using the cardstock as the main base. All right, so that's how we're going to do that. So I'm going to put these off to the side. Let me just show you real quick. One of these we're going to use, I'm going to use some of the flowers from the garden, the Gallery Bloom. And then the second card, we're going to use the Easter basket bundle with the ephemerema pack. So here is the stamp set that comes in that bundle. And there's 12 stamps. And you've got 3 bunnies, 2 big ones, a little one. You can see what all there is. So that's the stamp set. And then the dies, you get 15 dies, and it makes 15. It makes you've got grass, you've got the Easter basket. I'm not sure what this is for right here. I'd have to look that up. I don't even know. I have to look. And then you got all the dies you can cut. You got a ribbon and a bunch of different flowers. And of course, you can cut the Easter egg, the carrot, and all the different bird and bunnies and all that stuff. So there's 15 dies in that set. So this is available. It's in my online store. And then, of course, this ephemerema pack is, I don't even know if it tells me how many pages are in here. Okay. There's 16 that are 5 by 7. And then it's got, as you can see, there's a bunny there and some different flowers. And so it's all springy type stuff. So I'll figure out something that I'll use from here. And then I'm going to use just a strip of designer paper for the inside of the card, just for the Easter one, because I just thought that would just kind of pull everything together. All right. So this will be the second card we're going to make. The first one, we're going to start, and we're going to work with the Gallery Bloom. And I'm going to pull in the stamps that I need. And I found some Flirty Flamingo. At least I think it's Flirty Flamingo twine. So we're going to use that on this card. Again, this is something that came out probably years ago, and I never used it all. And we're going to work with a base of Flirty Flamingo, which is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this down. And then I thought I'd go ahead and pull in to make it kind of look more Eastery. I've got 2 sheets of sheets of basic white. Now one is 4 by 5 1/4, which will go on the inside. The other one we're going to do for the doing our stamping or paper strip stamping, and then we're going to cut this down. Welcome, Judy. Welcome. And then this is size Shamrock. So anyway, we're going to go with this, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm just going to kind of wing this one. We're going to wing both of them. But for those that just joined, let me say these cards one more time. These are really easy cards. If you get and you're in stump mode and you can't figure out that die cuts the lines to weave. Oh, to weave the basket. Well, Christina, for letting me know that. I didn't realize that. So it weaves the basket. Okay. So obviously you can tell I haven't used those dies yet as far as the basket. So we're going to work with a different stamp in the Gallery of Bloom. I'm going to use this one, and I think I'm going to throw this one in there just to have 2. I was thinking about this one, but I'm not sure about that one. All right, so that's what we're going to do on this one. So once I stamp, we're going to do our trimmers to the clear. then I will trim this down probably to like a 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so I'm going to just set this off to the side for now, and I'm going to bring in my painter's tape. Now this is well, not my painter's tape. This is my repositioning tape, and we're going to go step by step. So I'm going to start with basic beige. I'm going to try to do 5 lines on here, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to pull my tape out, my repositioning tape, and I'm going to notice where it might get a little messy. So I'm going to lay it in on my stamp pad, okay, and I'm going to leave a little bit where I can go ahead and grab it. I'm going to push it down, and then I'm going to slide it because I need a little bit bigger piece than that, right? So I'm just going to slide it down a little bit more and just kind of rub it. And there's no right or wrong way on how to do this, to be honest with you. And then we're going to take this, and some of it's going to be lighter, some might be darker, and that's it. All right, so we're going to take that. Let me get that out of the way before it gets on my stamp. I'm going to put this right at the bottom, and I'm using the glass mat, so this is going to help because I can wipe this off with my scanning. All right, so we're going to place that basic beige right there, and then I'm just going to tear this off, and then we're going to pull this off. And it's a little bit light. It's not as dark as it could be, but we can just put this back on here, and we'll just rub it again. And if you want it darker, then just place this back into your ink pad, and you can get it a little bit darker. So let's try to do that. Let's give it a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more. Probably because I didn't reuse this thing. Now it's probably come in too dark, but that's okay. All right. See, in my world, there's no mistake, because nobody knows what this card is supposed to look like. All right, there we go. We've got a little bit more. And let's put a little bit there. So you can just play with it. All right, that one I'm going to throw away. All right, now we're going to come in, because I was trying to make it look like a little bit of dirt. And then we're going to come in with this, and we're going to do another piece. And this is going to be Sky Shamrock. So this is going to be kind of our green. So we're going to lay that in there. We're just going to rub it on here. It depends on how much ink you have on your ink pad, right? Which is going to determine how much gets transferred. And as you can see, you can get a little inked up on this. So we're going to lay this one down. And I'm just going to kind of layer it right on the edge of this one. And it can overlap. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to tear this off. And then I'm just going to go through here, and we'll just lay this down. So again, it's an easy, let me stamp, push that down here, make sure we get it all the way over. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And you're never going to have 2 cards the same, because they're going to always look different, right? Just the way the ink is placed. Let me bring out my candy, because I do have ink on the table, and I just want to, let me just wipe that off so I don't wear it. All right, so we'll just lay this over here. All right, and then we're going to come in with Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to do the same thing. So this is how you do. You just roll your tape in here, push it down, however much you want, if you want a stronger or more ink, then just add. I did not add any ink to this because I didn't want to get it so saturated. But I think it's enough. It's going to do what we want to do. And again, I'm just going to place it right here, just lining them up. You can overlap them if you want. It's, again, it's your design. You do what you want. Okay. So we're just going to put that there. And you can see you're going to end up wearing a little bit of ink, but that's okay. All right. So there's our Flirty Flamingo. And again, I'm going to come back in. We'll just do a little wifey here. Okay. All right. And then the next one we're going to come in with is, I probably need to do, let me think about this. All right. I'm going to do Balmy Blue next. So that will be like our sky. I'm just picking colors. And I think I'll do 2 of these since I started low on the card. I'll do 2 of these, and then I'll put some yellow to make it look like the sun. So I think we'll do 2 Balmy Blues. So we're going to rub this in here. And I'm going to scoot it down a little bit. It's just another way that you can make cards. All right, so we're going to lay that right about there. And you can leave a space in between them if you want to do that as well. It's okay. You can leave a little space between. That's all right. Okay, so we got that. And then oh, look at that one. And I think I'm going to let's try this one without re-inking. And let's see if we can get a little bit lighter blue. And then I'm going to do yellow for like the sun. All right. And I'm pushing hard to kind of get color off. Let's see. Let's flip it over. See if we got some ink over here. If not, we'll add some more ink. Not a big deal. Yeah. So let's add a little bit more. I'm not going to do a lot of pressure on this one. I want to get a little bit lighter. And then we'll just stamp that right there, or put it right there. There we go. That's fine. Again, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So it's fun. You know, you've got, especially if somebody's just starting out learning how to stamp, this is a great way, right? This time we're going to get our fingers all inked up and they can do what they want. It's all about having fun. Nobody knows what this card is supposed to look like. Okay, and then I'm going to put some yellow here because that's going to be our sun part, right? And then again, I'm just going to tear this off. All right, let's see how that does. There we go. All right, it looks like a hot mess right there, doesn't it? All right, but that's funny because we're going to get this, we're going to clean this up, and then when we stamp and put it together, it's going to look beautiful. So let me wipe that down. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our card base, which is going to be the Flirty Flamingo and the green. Now, I always, I'm going to cut this down, but I like to glue this down onto my piece. I kind of like to layer it before I attach everything. All right, so now I use a Secret C for my black ink. I really like it, and that's what I'm going to use. So the darker it is, obviously it's black. If you stamp off, you can get it to look more like the cloud cover. But I really do like the Secret C. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, Miss Rosie's back. You want to say hi to everybody? Well, she decided she don't want to say hi. All right, so we're going to ink up the stamp. And this is that long, tall flower stamp. So I'm just going to place it anywhere. Again, place it where you want. I'm going to place it right there. I'm going to let it sit for a minute just to make sure my ink transfers. And then look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, my thoughts were, and I may end up doing another one of these. I have this stamp here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see if I can put it this way. Let me put the ink on it. It's, okay, let me get the ink. And I'm thinking now that, because it's going to look kind of naked, I was thinking about putting this right about here and then maybe doing another one on the other side. So I think that's what I'll do. Let's see. Let's stamp this one down. We'll see what it looks like. And then we'll decide if we want to add another piece or not. See how pretty that is? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now we could add another one like that, but now that I moved that one over, I think that probably is not going to look right. So I think I'm going to leave it like it is. And we're going to do a sentiment. So let's see, what are we going to do for the sentiment? I think I'm going to do, I love this one. This is coming from the Banner Things. It's these really tiny. That's the only thing they're, you have to get a magnifying glass to look at these. But I'm going to use the one that says, hang on a minute, I got two of them on here. Which one do we want? I think I'm going to do this one I'm going to do this one, Consider Yourself Hugged, I think is what it says. Hang on, let me just make sure. I got two little ones. No, I'm going to put Here's to You. I'm going to put that on here. Here's to You. But I like the one that says, Consider Yourself Hugged. I'm going to go ahead and do Here's to You, and then it can be for whatever. And I'm going to do that in the Secret C as well. Let me straighten out my stamp since I put it on here and lifted it up for you guys. I think it's going to be straight. All right, so we're going to stamp that, and I'm going to put it right down here in the bottom portion. All right, so there's that, and then we'll clean that off in just a minute. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do now is I need to trim the card. Give me 1 second. Let me just get these stamps off the table out of the way that I just used. Let's clean that one for a second. All right, so we're going to trim down this white card here. So I'm going to trim this down to probably 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to trim like 1/8 of an inch off on each side just to make it a little bit more even and eliminate some of that white space that's showing. So we're going to make this 3 3/4. And then we'll cut this down to 5 inches. So let me cut a little bit off the sun. I don't want to take too much off of that. And I'm just eyeballing this, in case y'all are wondering. And then we're going to turn it to make this a little bit, right about 5 inches. All right, so that way we've got it trimmed down. And then it should sit right on our card. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mount this on the side shamrock. See how that pulls that green in? Isn't that pretty? All right, so we want to add that here. Let's get our glue. All right. That's Patty from Maryland. It's 32 degrees in Maryland. Woohoo! Starting to snow. Oh my goodness. Patty, it's I think it's like 55 here or something like that. It was 43 when I got up at 6 o'clock and walked the dog. Uh, oh, well then it must not be on the last chance. Thanks, Christina, for checking that for me. I wasn't sure if it was or not. I know one of the other flower stamps is going away, and I pulled that one out yesterday. Oh, it was the Spotlight on Nature, which I was really shocked because I really like that one. I'm sure the dies are staying, but I think the stamp's going away. But thanks for checking that. All right, so we're going to place this on the Flirty Flamingo base. We'll place that right there. And of course, we'll put our white piece on the inside. Now, if you wanted to do a little piece here with some of the washi tape, you could do that as well to carry that forward. But isn't that cute how that card came out? And you can just use whatever colors you want. And it's just a different, unique way that you can create cards that gives it kind of a wow factor. All right, so that's the first card. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Now we're going to move on to the Easter basket card. And that, for those that would like to know, this is found on page 35 of the January through April catalog. And you can get the suite, or you can buy the individual items if you choose. Of course, if you buy the bundles or the suites, then you do get a little bit of a discount. And then this is the Easter colored types of paper that comes with it. And then, of course, I've got the ephemera pack, which we're going to use. Somehow we're going to use it on here. We'll figure that one out. All right. So what I've done here is I went ahead and pre-cut everything. So I do need to do some coloring before we, once we get everything, here we go. Here's all my colors. So we're going to use Sky Shamrock as our base on this particular one. And again, 8.5 by 5.5. And then we're going to put a piece of Flirty Flamingo on top of this one. So let's go ahead and that's going to lay on top of here. And then we're going to do our colors again. And we'll see what we're going to do here. We're going to change up some of the colors. And then I need to color the bunnies. Now I stamped, we're probably not going to do a lot of coloring, but I do need to color these guys. We got our carrot. We got some Easter eggs. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with those. And we got the little bunny rabbit. So let's go ahead and get these colored. Let's see. We're going to use some crumb cake. We'll do some, whoops, we don't want dark. Let's do a little bit of light crumb cake for the bunny. Actually, you know, I think I'm going to leave him, if I'm going to color him or not. I think I'm going to color his ear, the inside of that ear right there. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo for that little inside of his ear where it's pink. Do we want to color him? Coloring. Why not? All right. We're going to color him with crumb cake. Let's see. And we're going to leave his tail white, so we're not going to color that. So let me flip this little die. And I'll come back and do his nose. I'll do a little bit, make that a little bit of pink too. We'll probably put petal pink or something on that. So just bear with me while I color him. And again, you can get this in the online store. And for those that are joining, and if you haven't heard, Stampin' Up has come out with a new stamp positioner tool, which is kind of like our Stamparatus, but I think they've licensed it from another company. And it is available if you join this month as far as getting a discount on your supplies and joining as a demonstrator. Stampin' Up is going to include that in your starter kit free of charge. So it's like a $50 value to that item. So if that's something that you may be interested in, let me know and I'll give you some more information on that. If you join, you get to choose $125 for $99 plus sales tax of whichever state you live in. And Stampin' Up will cover the, I think it's running out of my days. Stampin' Up will cover the postage, the shipping. Look at that. Time to order. All right, good enough. That'll work. All right, and then let's come in. I'm just going to use a little dot. We'll just use the Flirty Flamingo. I'll just make his nose pink. There we go. All right, so there's that. And now we have this little chicken bird. So let's do him in daffodil. No, is it? Yeah, we'll do him. I guess we'll make him yellow. He's a little chicken. I don't know what he is. He's a little bird. We're going to make him yellow. I'm going to color him in daffodil. Probably should have done him orange, but that's okay. And then I'll color his beak. Probably make that like a gray. He's probably not grown up enough to have a dark beak. All right, so that's that. Let's come in and do a light gray for his little beak right there. This is gray granite, just in case you're wondering. I know it's kind of there. All right, now we've got our carrot. So let's do some. Let's see. What do we want? Pumpkin pie. Let's do pumpkin pie. Oh, we could do tiger. Let's do no, let's do peach. Let's do peach pie. It's over here in the section. Hold on a second. Let me get it out of my. Let's do peach pie. That might be a little bit. We're gonna do peach pie here. All right, hang on. I could have colored these before, but I just thought y'all might want to see them, what they look like. Let's do peach pie, and then let's see. We gotta throw something in there. Let's do garden green for. We don't have. Let's do granny apple because we don't have garden green in our blend. So this is granny apple white, and this would be fine. We're just gonna cover his little dog thing in green. All right, so we got that. So there's our carrot. And we're going to color a couple of these Easter eggs. I'm not sure if we're going to use all of them or not, but let's go ahead and throw, let's see, what do we have here? What is this? Flirty. Let's do some flirty. I'll do 3 eggs, and then we'll decide. Well, let's just color. Yeah, let's color 3. And we're just going to do multiple colors because we can. And then let's throw some grape in there. Fresh freesia. Let's do fresh freesia. So these are all kind of Easter colors, right? We got pink, some light, and let's do this down here. And then we'll throw some shamrock in. All right, and we'll do the inside. We'll just make that all one color just to save time. So let's do some sky. Where are you? Sky shamrock right here. And we're going to color those. we'll just color the inside part of Sky Shamrock. And we'll get the 3. I think we'll just do the 3 eggs for now. Pretty easy. Now, normally I would probably color these different colors on the top and the bottom, but for this purpose, we're going to do them green. And I have an extra one just in case. I have grass in case we want to do that too, so I'm not sure. All right, we're going to put these off to the side. Now let's go ahead and bring in our white. You put this back. Where do you belong? Oh, you belong over here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start and do our start with our base again. This time I'm going to start with the base to give it a little bit of the brown, the dirtish look, and then we'll do the green, the Sky Shamrock. But I'll probably maybe do 2 of these, and then we'll do a flirty flamingo, and then we'll do the sky. And I think we'll do, we did balmy blue. I think we'll do the azure on this one, the azure afternoon. So let's get our tape out. And let's just see what we can create on this one. So again, we're going to do the base. Now, I probably could have kept the base pieces that I used before and just reused them, but I already put them in the trash can. So it's okay. We're just going to make new ones. All right, so we're going to tear that off. We've got, yep. All right, so tear that. And here we go. So again, however you want to create this, you just do whatever you want. I'm going to get this a little bit lower because we don't want that white to show on the bottom. All right, so we're just going to rub that in really good. That's going to kind of be our dirt, if you will, and then we need to add some more that, for whatever reason, not doing a really good job of transferring, is it? All right, let's get some more beige on here. Maybe I'll push it a little bit harder this time. There we go. Let's put him right there. Do a swap. Yeah, there we go. So sometimes you might need to push a little bit harder on your ink pad. There we go. And all right, so there's the basic beige again. That'll be our ground. Now let's bring in our Sky Shamrock. That's going to be the color of our card base. So again, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to ink this up. And I'm going to click on this a little bit harder. And we'll move it over a little bit more. Oh, yeah, right. Look at that. Green on the fingers. This is a little messy. All right, so we're going to lay this one down. And I'm going to leave a little gap between the two this time. That's pretty. I like this color. All right, let's ink this up one more time. This would be fun if you have little kids, younger kids. They could do this and it'd be a mess, but they could do this and make cards too. All right, we're going to add a second level of green. I'm going to kind of do partial and add that. All right, so we have 2 of those. Now let me wipe off our tabletop and my fingers. Be careful because of using the white, right? All right, we're going to put that there. Now we'll come in with the Flirty Flamingo. So we want to keep our colors going to go with our cardstock. So we're going to place that here. We'll move it over to towards the edge since we haven't used that part of the stamp set. So we'll have a little bit more ink there. And we'll add that. We're just going to press it down, get the ink to transfer onto the tape. And let's do this one a little bit more. All right. I'm going to place that one right about here. All right. There we go. That one turned out pretty good, didn't it? All right. And then we're going to come in with some of the balmy. No, we're going to come in with the Azure Afternoon. That's the one I'm going to do. Let's try that one. Okay. Close this one up. All right. This one we'll place in and the same thing. So y'all getting the hang of this now, right? Ink up your tape. Whatever colors you want. And then we're going to place it down on our card. And I'm going to leave a little bit of gap there for the coloring, just to give it a little space between the colors. And there we go. All right. And then one more, we're going to add a little bit more yellow. Again, I want it to look like it's the sun shining down. Let's wipe this off. And then we'll build our card here with our pieces that we cut out. So this is crushed curry. And we'll go with that. So we're going to put that down there. And crushed curry is a little bit darker, but I think that will be fine. And we're going to give it a little bit of looking like the sun at the top. All right. There we go. I know it looks like a hot mess, doesn't it? We'll get that back up there. Okay. So there's our colors. Let me wipe the excess ink off the table again. All right. Okay, so there is our hot mess. Now we're going to bring in our pieces and we're going to build our picture on here. Now I know I'm using garden green for the grass, but I thought we'll just give it a little bit of contrast. I don't actually only need two. So let's see. I'm not going to glue it down yet. So I want to get an idea of what this is going to look like. So let's just start building and see where we want to place everybody. I may pop this up on dimensional because we can have the bunny rabbit there. I only did one bunny. I thought we might now. Oh, I know what we're going to do. But put this little bird. Put him right there, maybe. And let's see what we can use from the ephemera pack. And I was thinking, let's see what we have. Let me open this up. Thinking maybe a big Easter egg, or we could do. Now he might be overpowering. All right. We have this other bunny rabbit, but I think that might look funny. I was thinking about this, but that might be too big. It would overpower this bunny rabbit. We could do this little flower. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see if there's anything else in here that strikes our fancy. This would be pretty. We could put that in between and have him up in here. Let's see what else we can find in this little. Okay, so there's the purple scene. That's pretty. There's the Easter basket. I'm going to see what he would look like. Let's see. Hang on. Let's pop this guy out. See how big he is compared to our scene. He might be too big, but let's try it. We'll put him in here and see. So we could do, yeah, I think he overpowers that rabbit. Because the bird could really stand like that. And have the grass down here. And the Easter eggs to be down. Why don't we do that? Let's do that. I think that's what we're going to do. And we'll put some carrots all around and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put a little dimensional on the pieces of grass. So that way we can put some Easter eggs behind it. So let's top these up with some small dimensionals. And I have glue on my fingers, so bear with me. All right, so let's do that. Let's pop these down. And then we can slide. Move this one up just a little bit. Hang on a second. I know it's tedious when you're using all these little tiny pieces, right? All right, whoops, we got white showing. We don't want that there. Let's move him up. We don't want our dimensionals showing, do we? Actually, I think I might cut them. We can move that up. If I have to, I'll just cut them down. All right, there we go. All right, so let's place that one right about here. And then we'll place this one. We're going to overlap it. So that will be fine. I'll put some glue on here, but we'll add a couple of more the mini dimensionals on here. All right, we'll put a mini one here. What does it do on this one? Actually, I'm going to move this one back over because I don't want him on top of the other one. We'll put him right there. There we go. All right, there we go. Get the backings off. All right, so there's our grass. Now we'll just build. We'll put these, let's see, do we want to pop these up? I think well, I don't know. Let's put a little bit of glue right here. So give me 1 second. Let me put some glue right there. Hold that one down. All right. Do I want to pop these up? I think we probably should lay them flat. That might be a lot. I think I'm going to set the basket here and put the little rabbit up here. And we'll put the little bunny, we'll put him right here. And then we'll come up with we'll put our sentiment down there. And then let's put him right here. All right, let's glue these. I think I'm going to glue these down. I don't want it to be too, where it pops up too much. So let's just put the little rabbit right here. And we're going to put the basket right there. Okay, let's put the little basket right about there. I know he's kind of big for the rabbit, but that's okay. This guy we're going to pop up because he's small. We're going to put him like he's seeing it on the basket. All right, pop these off. All right, let's put him like he's under here. He's seeing it out there. He's seeing it on the basket. All right, and then we've got some carrots. Where's my other carrot? That was carrot. Hang on 1 second. Oh, there he is. The other one's hiding. And let's lay some carrots around the rabbit. We're just going to lay these down flat. We'll just lay that right about here. And we'll put one over. Let's see. Let's put one right about here. And then we've got our little Easter eggs. So we're going to put some of these in the grass. So let's, we're going to slide them down. So let's glue these down. And we're going to put those. I'll put one right there. And then we'll add another one. So it's, you know, however you want to do your thing, right? And then we'll stamp our sentiment. And I think we'll just do we want the third Easter egg? Probably, right? Let's go ahead and use it. We cut it out. We might as well use it. Okay. So we're going to put that one there. Put him up a little bit higher. All right. So there's our Easter eggs. We got our carrot on there. We got our bird, our bunny, and our grass. And then I'm going to take and, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Remember on this other card? I was going to tie that ribbon on here. I forgot to do it. So go figure that one. All right. So we need to find some ribbon to tie on this one. So since I didn't use the Flirty Flamingo, we can do that down here. Let's see. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's just wrap this around. We're just gonna tie, we'll tie a bow. All right. So we're just gonna wrap it and we'll tie a bow and then we'll stamp. Actually, we gotta stamp our sentiment. So hang on a minute. Where are we gonna put our sentiment? I've got on here, um, it's a really tiny one. Happy Easter. Oh, wait a minute. This says happy birthday. We don't want a birthday. We don't want birthday. We want Easter. Hold on a minute. Where's my Easter? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Somewhere. Easter. Oh, we could do Hello Spring, or let's do Easter's on its way. My mistake. Hello Spring. Let's do Easter's on its way. I was thinking of something else. Or we could just put for you. Let's do Easter's on its way. We may not put the string on there. That's fine. Let's just glue this down. Let me put this out of the way. Put him over here. And we will stamp this. Let's see if he's gonna fit. Yeah, he's gonna fit there. What color should we do? I think because if I put the dyed shamrock, it might look a little. I know this is here, but we've got the dark green. Why don't I do flirty flamingo? Let's do that. We'll put flirty flamingo at the bottom, and then we'll get this all put together. And we'll be done here in, oh, we got lots of time. Easter's on its way, so let's do it that way. And we're going to stamp that right. Do we want to, I don't think we're going to do a bow. There we go. I don't think we'll do a bow because that's going to take away from our sentiment. I could have done that on the other card. So I think we're going to pass on the bow. Okay. So we're just going to leave that off. And let's go ahead and get all this mess out of the way and put our card together. And then we are going to cut it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cut this down. Oh, Lord, girl. I did it again. I might have made a boo-boo. Yep, I need to cut this down. So we got to try to trim. I'm going to trim from here. Forgot. I wasn't thinking. I got so excited. All right, I'm going to take this off. I'm so excited about making the cord. I forgot to. Let me get a paper trimmer over here. I forgot to get the sucker down. All right, leave it to me. You know, it's always like that. I always have to do something goofy, guys. If you're new watching me, this is just typical. All right, so I'm going to flip this over here, and I'm just going to trim a little bit. I know I got the grass there. I'm going to try to get this a little bit shorter because I really can't do much on this side because of the basket. So I'm going to cut it right about like that. Let's see if we can get that to work. And I need to cut it down on the top. We can cut that. That's no problem. Let's do that. We'll cut off a little bit of the sun. So you can always make it work. All right, let me see. 5. We're going to cut this down to 5 inches. If I can get my, there we go. Going to make it work. I can't believe I forgot to do that. But look, see? It works. Okay. There we go. And we'll just add we'll add the carrot somewhere back. Okay, now we can glue everything. All right, so let's look, we can add this carrot right back in here. It's not a big deal. We'll put him right there. He still has glue on him. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add this to the front. And then we'll attach this to the flirty flamingo. And we'll attach that to the card front. And then we're going to add some designer paper to the inside of the card just to give it a little something, something. All right, so I think we've got that. What, great? Right? All right, now we're going to glue this down to dyed shamrock. I can't believe I forgot. I got so excited about coloring and putting everything together. But that's okay. Got it done. We'll put that right there. All right. Okay, and then we're going to take a piece of the basic white, if I can get a hold of it. And actually we'll use, I'm going to cut a strip of this paper here. So I'm going to run it, instead of putting it right at the bottom, I'm going to run it down the side since I've got to cut it long ways. So give me a second. I'm going to cut this about, I think I'm going to do a quarter of an inch, only because I don't want it to be too much on the bottom. Bear with me. I mean, on the side, that might be just enough to give it a little flare. So yeah, let's just do that. We'll put that right there. Actually, I could do it down here if we wanted to. Let's do the side. Put it on the side. So let me cut this down. Let's glue it down first. Okay, sorry about that. Somehow my video just went bloop. Anyway, so um, if you don't have a demonstrator, and if you want to purchase some supplies, there's a link in below the video with my shopping store, and I greatly appreciate that. And if you have any, would like to get more information on joining to get a discount on your supplies with Stampin' Up, reach out to me and let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, everyone. Have a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Hope you're going to be watching Super Bowl, because I know we are. So here are the cards that I made for the 2 for today, and then the 2 that I did yesterday. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. I will see you back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll do our weekly class. And who knows what we'll be doing that night. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. If I can help, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye now.